Hi FlossTube, my name is Anna and welcome to my channel Alchemist Teacher. Today I have a slightly different video for you. I am going to show you all of my GeckoRouge kits that I own, but I have not started stitching yet. So we're going to call this video a GeckoRouge kit parade. During my last FlossTube, I've asked if you would be interested in seeing a kit parade, and a lot of you have said yes. So I have finally gathered all of my kits that I have, that I plan on stitching eventually. My kids and my kids are at gymnastics with my husband, so I have a little bit of time to film. Today is Sunday, February 9th, 2025. So I'm just gonna show you 8 kits that I have right now that I haven't started yet. I have more GeckoRouge kits that I am actually actively working on, so if you're interested in that, please see my first FlossTube episode where I do my whip parade, so you can see a lot more projects that I'm currently working on. So I'm going to show you my kits. I'm going to go into details of how I organize my projects, my GeckoRouge projects, what works for me, what doesn't. It'll be a little bit more basic, or maybe I will be explaining some terminology that if you're new to cross-stitching or new to GeckoRouge, I will be explaining some of the terminology and some of the choices you have to make. And then at the end, I am going to do a small giveaway. So if you are interested in getting a GeckoRouge kit, stay tuned because you might be very interested in the giveaway as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Also, I should say, when I first got into cross-stitching almost 3 years ago, got back into cross-stitching before I didn't stitch for like 10, 12 years. GeckoRouge is something that I discovered on YouTube, and it's how I discovered FlossTube in general. And I was really, really drawn to this choice of getting all these beautiful full coverage art pieces. In my mind, that every one of this is like, it's by the time you're done, it's like you're stitching an actual piece of art. So I just was really drawn to the idea of getting everything you need in a kit that will entertain me or keep me busy for, if I just focus on one kit at a time, it'll probably take me at least a couple years to finish one project. I later learned, after being obsessed and keep buying more and more kits, I learned that stitching GeckoRouge kits and purchasing GeckoRouge kits are 2 separate hobbies. So I love that explanation, and it definitely describes what I've been doing. So no judgment, please. But I guess we're going to talk about my hobby of collecting GeckoRouge kits today. So okay, so let's get into it. Again, I'm just gonna show the 8 pieces that I do have, in no particular order, but it's something that I have purchased over the last 3 years since I've known GeckoRouge. So first one I've already shown in my previous FlossTube channel, but this is Bohemia. Let me take it out of the plastic, and I apologize, there might be a lot of cellophane noise in this video today because a lot of my kits are in the plastic bags. So this is Bohemia by Medusa Dollmaker. Unfortunately, this artist has been retired from GeckoRouge, so it's no longer available, but you might be able to find some kits on Etsy, not Etsy, on eBay. On eBay. There we go. So I do plan on stitching this one. I want to start it this year. So I have, this bag is falling apart a little bit. But I have all of the apologies. I just started coughing for no particular reason. So I chose 25 count for this work, and I have I don't have printed PDF charts of this kit, I do have the digital PDF. So this piece will be 225,000 stitches when it's completed. And I absolutely love it, and I look forward to starting this kit this year. Okay, the next kit I just got a couple weeks ago. It finally has shipped, and I absolutely love it. This is Pumpkin Spice Cottage by Kate Brazier. Obviously charted by GeckoRouge. Let me show you without the glare what the front page looks like. And it's so stunning. I think it's gonna be like my perfect fall/winter stitch. It just has all the right colors. As soon as GeckoRouge added this chart to their website, I absolutely right away fell in love with it and wanted to get it right away. But I waited a few months until I could resist it no longer, and I ordered it at the end of November. I also chose 25 count fabric. They give you 2 over 1. They give you enough floss. If you order 25 count, they give you enough floss to do 2 over 1, which means 2 strands of floss over 1 square of fabric, one spot of fabric. So technically you kind of have enough thread to stitch this twice, because I'm not gonna do 2 over 1. I'm gonna do 1 over 1, because I think 2 over 1 is way too thick. And GeckoRouge gives you so much thread. So I'll go into details of how I like to organize or what I plan to do in the future for my threads. Okay, next one is also another one that I've got. It's this one. I just got it with Pumpkin Spice Cottage. So it just came a couple weeks ago. This is Birch Trees by Katie Day. And let me show you without the glare what it's going to look like. This is also another kit that as soon as I saw it, I wanted to have it. And I finally gave in and ordered it at the end of last year. Katie Day, I have hydrangea by Katie Day, and I love working on that piece. It just has so much going on, even if you're just working in the corner. It's just beautiful. I'm very drawn to like watercolor-ish artwork. I used to go to art school when I was a kid in Russia, and watercolor was my favorite, what do you call it, like medium, or I don't know, my favorite type of painting. So I just absolutely love this one. And then Birch Trees just remind me a lot of Russia, my small village where I grew up. We used to have a lot of birch trees outside of our house, and we would drink birch tree juice. Basically like cut off a tree limb, and you tie a water bottle, and then the water would drop into the water bottle, and you drink it, and it's just very, very sweet water. It was the best thing ever. Unfortunately in California, birch trees don't do very well. It's too hot for birch trees. I do have a few neighbors that have it planted in their front yards, and every time I look at those trees, I feel really sorry for them because they don't look too healthy. Birch trees, I think they need colder climate to thrive. Okay, the next one is Dracarys. This is from, I mean, I'm guessing it's from Game of Thrones. I'm sure it is. I have actually not finished watching Game of Thrones fully. I am in the process of watching it again now. I started it a few times, a long time ago. Sorry, let me open this so I could show you this is what it looks like. This is still available on GeckoRouge site. I should have said that. So you can still order this. I think I chose again 25 count fabric, which is usually my preferred choice. and it's gonna be 224,000 stitches when it's done. But anyways, I have never seen all of Game of Thrones fully. At first, it was a little too violent, too hard for me to watch, but I have since then developed thick skin, I guess. I don't know. I've read too many dark romance novels, and I've conditioned myself. So I think I can finally watch Game of Thrones again and be able to get through the whole show. So that's what I'm currently doing. But I just love this one. I love the dragons. I love anything fantasy, so I look forward to working on this one. Okay. Then I have Alice. This is by Omri Koresh. And it's still available, I believe, on their website. So that's good news. Sorry, let me just see. It's 158,000 stitches. I don't think I have opened this one before. Let me open. I have Hatter that I am currently working on as well. Let me see. Let me show you the Hatter piece. This is Hatter. That I've already completed his face, and I've working on the rest of him. So I kind of want these two pieces to be together somewhere in my house. I don't know where exactly, but I love both of them very much. So I really look forward to having both of them finished. But I do need to finish Hatter first before I can start on Alice. So one day, I think I bought Alice before I bought Hatter. I think I really, really liked it a lot at first. Also 25 count. And I actually bought I bought PDF and the physical chart for this one as well. And then the last two do not have plastic, so it's not going to be as roughly. But one, it comes in this box. So actually, when you order from GeckoRouge, you get a choice. It routinely comes in a box like this, or you can get a few pounds or dollars off if you get the plastic version. I personally like plastic because I don't like it taking up too much space. But for a while, we could only get it in the boxes. So I have a couple kids that I only have boxes for. So this is Brushwood Studios Art Gallery and Miller and the artist, and then it's called Spring Flowers. Unfortunately, I don't think this chart is available through GeckoRouge anymore. At least I haven't seen it in a while. And then this is all the threads that you get with it. I actually ended up using the fabric. I chose again 25 count fabric. But I ended up using it for my Witcher because as soon as I saw Witcher from Thread Gigs, I wanted to start right away, and I've never kitted up a project myself before because for a while all I've been doing is ordering GeckoRouge kits because I really like having everything there and ready to go. So I didn't have fabric when I spur moment decided to attempt to kit up Witcher myself. So I ended up using fabric from this chart. I have since bought enough fabric that I can replace it and start this anytime I want. But again, another one of those watercolor looking charts, and I just really, really like these flowers. And it's not very big. Let's see. Spring flowers. It's only 84,000 stitches, which most of my full coverage kits are over 100,000. So 84,000 is actually pretty small in my book. So I do look forward to starting this one day. Again, I kind of, two separate hobbies, right? I do want to work this. And then another one, another big box. This is Macarena burdeos. I'm not sure. Don't come for me for my English pronunciation. It's not my first language. Also by Medusa Dollmaker. This, again, Medusa Dollmaker has been retired, so you're no longer able to purchase this from GeckoRouge. And I just liked this one for so long and then when I heard that GeckoRouge was going to retire Medusa Dollmaker, I think that's when I pulled the plug and I bought this one. So I snatched it before it was fully retired, but I absolutely love it. And one day, I really look forward to finish this one day. So it's only 124,000 stitches. So it's not very big. And then I guess the last one, I wasn't sure if I was going to show you in this video or not. Because I did start it, but it's gonna be a restart. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still as if I did not start this, because I am gonna restart this in a different fabric. So this was a Gecko Boo 2022, in the year 2022, the year that I just discovered GeckoRouge. And it's called Happy October by Anna Marie. This was GeckoRouge does this like secret charts every year, especially for Halloween, for Christmas, sometimes for Easter and Valentine's Day. But I've gotten 2 of their Halloween ones, and basically you just order a chart blindly. You don't know the artist, you don't know anything about it until it arrives, and then you find out what the artwork is. So I actually do like this artwork. I just don't want to stitch it on white fabric that I started this on. So I'm going to restart this on something different. So I am putting it to white for now, and I will work on this someday. And I don't really purchase project bags. I keep most of my projects in these bags, plastic see-through bags from Amazon, and I just label the name of the charts at the top so I can easily flip through my projects and see what I'm working on. So that's it. Those are the 8 kits that I have that I did not start on yet. I don't plan on purchasing any kits in 2025. This is 2025 is my no buy year, so I really don't plan on purchasing anything that I don't absolutely need. And I definitely don't need any more stitching right now. I have enough to keep me busy for many, many years. But I wanted to share with you how I organize my charts or my kits, what works for me, why I like GeckoRouge so much, and what choices I do or I make when I order new kits. So first of all, this was a learning curve for me. When I first learned about GeckoRouge, I learned about Pattern Keeper. This is a big game changer. I did not, prior to discovering FlossTube, I did not know that such software exists where you can have your charts digital, and it's truly a game changer for me. So I purchased this Amazon Kindle Fire, I want to say 10th generation. So I only have Pattern Keeper is the only app that I have on this device, and I only use this for Pattern Keeper, which some people don't like because it's not compatible with Apple products, so you can't have it on iPads. But honestly, I kind of like it because then that way I am only using this very lightweight. I'm only using this for Pattern Keeper. I don't worry too much about it. It's been very, very reliable and holds the battery for many, many days. And then I still, have my iPad if I want to watch YouTube or a movie or something else nearby. So I like still having my iPad free and having all of my charts on Pattern Keeper here. So I really, if you've been thinking about, if you only use the paper patterns and you've been thinking about using digital patterns, I highly, highly recommend it. It really has sped up my stitching game. So for example, you can see how I'm currently on my dream kit, also by GeckoRouge. I'm 80%, 80.73% done. And then it highlights the color that you're currently working on. So this honestly has been game changer for me, is not having to look for the symbols myself on paper chart, and it's just been so much faster. So if you are considering GeckoRouge, I highly recommend you get Pattern Keeper if you don't have it already. And it does make stitching go by so much faster, especially for full coverage pieces. You also, when you order GeckoRouge kits, you get first of all, you get a choice of its fabric size. So that's personal preference. All kits are made, it's a small business. All kits are made by hand based on the choices that you select. So you can select the size of the fabric you like. I personally like 25 count fabric. Oh, this is probably not the best one to show. So here's 25 count pre-gridded fabric, 10 by 10, which makes everything, makes it easier to keep track and not lose your spot. The bigger the fabric count, the bigger the crosses are. So the bigger your project is going to be. So just kind of look at those options to figure out how big you want your project to be. Sometimes I have chosen a couple of GeckoRouge projects. I've chosen 28 count instead of 25 because the projects are really, really big and I just don't want it to be too humongous when it's done. So I wanted to save, a couple inches on each side, and I chose 28 count instead of 25. So you choose your fabric size. You can choose if you want your project to come in the box like this, or you want it to be in the bag, plastic bag. If you choose the plastic bag, you get a couple dollars, a couple pounds off. Don't quote me on the exact amount that you get off. I always choose to have matching needle minder. I just think it's the cutest when you can see the final product on your project as you're stitching. Just to remind you what it's gonna look like when you're done, and it's kind of a small motivation. So there's some kits that I have come across where adding a matching needle minder wasn't a choice. I'm not sure if that was just like a mistake on particular postings. So I might have a couple kits where I don't have a matching needle minder, but the rest of them I do have matching needle minders. So I always choose that. You always get, you can order to add more thread cards. You can, choose to add extras, which I have chosen for the last couple of, my last couple of purchases. So they just send you thread cards like these. And the reason why I've been wanting them is that when I ordered 25 count fabric, and for 25 count, they usually give you enough thread to do 2/1, which is more than double of what thread you need if you stitch 1/1. So I just have so much thread, and GeckoRouge has been even adding, I think, extra. I forget how much, they do their calculations to give you a very generous amount of thread. So, but I'm very economical when I stitch. I developed a lot of habits when I was a kid in Russia stitching and not being able to, afford thread, or it was just very expensive in my mind. So I'm just very, very mindful of how much thread I use. If I think logically it does not make sense. But anyways, with the habits I have, I don't use very much thread. So I do have a lot of extra. So let me show you kind of what I've been doing and what I plan to do in the future with my thread cards. Okay, so let me just show you, for example, when you first get your kit, get these thread cards. And depending on the size of your project, you might have multiple thread cards if the project is really large. And then you get a John James needle attached to each thread card. And you also have an option to buy extra John James needles when you make a purchase, which I actually love. So I always, until I bought a whole bunch of needles, I used to always add the extra needles when I was able to. And then all of the DMC threads are just numbered. You don't actually know the DMC numbers. So everything is just numbered 1 through however many colors are in this chart. So for example, this is spring flowers, and there are 80 colors total. So honestly, this card is not very big, so I'd probably just use this one as is when I stitch. But I'm thinking with some of the bigger projects that I have, since there is so much thread, I don't want to be lugging this around, these huge, thread cards with me everywhere I go. I do plan on downsizing and adding them to just little thread cards and just, adding smaller amount of threads on these cards and then just having that with me. I think it'll save space and it'll keep the rest of the threads in better condition for longer whenever I do need it to add more. So that's what I plan to do in the future. So you can also buy thread guides from other companies. Like obviously GeckoRouge is, there's a very basic, but you can, you don't have to buy it from GeckoRouge. You can use other thread cards or make them yourself. And then this is a very vulnerable moment for me, but I wanted to show you what a thread card that I've used for 3 years looks like. So this is from my dream. Sorry. Yeah, the threads are just basically a mess at this point, and I've kind of, embraced it. I'm 80% done with this project, so I don't have that much to go. I just have to complete this corner right here. And I have plenty of thread left. And yes, this has kind of fallen apart, but I've been using this for 3 years. And I just, take a little piece, tie it back in here. So this has worked for me, and it has withstood the abuse over the years. And then this was like the extra threads that GeckoRouge has added for all the very common colors. And as you can see, I have not even opened most of them yet, and I'm 80% done with the project. So you get a very generous amount of thread. So also I ordered this obviously in 2022. So since then, I believe GeckoRouge has improved the quality of their thread cards. Let's see. Let's test that theory. So for example, this take pumpkin spice cottage kit that I ordered. And let's pull out the threads. So this is what they look like brand new. Ooh. Yeah, that's even like reinforced at the edges now. I don't know if you can tell. But can't think. The cardboard that the thread cards come on is definitely a lot thicker now than what it was 3 years ago. So I would imagine that these thread cards would last even better with time than the ones from 3 years ago do. And then now they kind of, the extra numbers are now just together, not in the back. So you just have, 3 spots for 10, 3 spots for number 11, and so on. But again, since there's going to be so much extra thread, I do plan on making mini versions of thread cards for my own use going forward. Oh, look how pretty all these colors are. I can't. My favorite part to do is just looking at thread cards and seeing all the colors that are included in the kit. Can you see that? So pretty. This is pumpkin spice cottage, right? I think I already told you that I pulled out. And here's that like matching needle minder that I got for this. So definitely worth a couple extra bucks. What else? Thread cards, size of fabric. Oh, and then, so I obviously always choose to have PDF version of the chart because I do want to put it in my pattern keeper. And at first, when I started ordering the kits, I was also paying to have printed pattern. For example, this is printed pattern for Pumpkin Spice Cottage. And it's, how many pages? I don't know how many pages. They're not numbered. Actually, well, don't quote me on that. Maybe it tells you in the beginning how many there are. 7 by 6. So what? 35 pages, something like that. Of printed charts. So at first I used to get it and then I'm like, I never use it because I always use digital patterns. So I stopped ordering the printed paper. And now I'm starting to order it again, just because, I don't know, I'm more in a end of the world mentality at this point. Who knows what's gonna happen in the future, but if there is no electricity and if like my power is shut down and I'm not able to charge my devices, it's kind of comforting to know that I have printed copies of the charts in case I do have to go back to the old-fashioned way of looking at the paper charts and working off of paper charts. Again, it's just a few dollars. So I decided, in the last couple of purchases, I decided to start adding the printed charts in my purchases again. Is this everything? Yeah, and I guess it came in some little zipper pouch. But again, if you decide to opt out of the paper pattern and you just want the PDF, I think it's cheaper as well. You get a few dollars off. So it's definitely, these kits are not cheap, and depending on the size of the fabric and how much thread you need, the price varies a little bit. So the less thread you need, the cheaper the kit is. Then the bigger the size of the fabric is, the more thread you need. Obviously, it's a little more expensive. So it's definitely an investment. But again, if you do the math, it would take me like 1 or 2 years, depending on the size of the chart, to finish each one of the projects if I worked on it monogamously, not work in any other projects. So in my mind, it's worth it. You get everything you need. I absolutely love all of the different options that GeckoRouge has on their websites. I think I'm set for a while. I don't plan on buying anything more. Also, they have amazing customer service. If you ever have questions about your threads, one time, I asked them to double check my colors because I had 2 colors where the DMC, the 2 colors look very close in color, and I just wanted to double check that that's correct. And I've emailed GeckoRouge, and they gave me the corresponding actual DMC numbers for those 2 colors, and it was indeed very close to colors. So they didn't make a mistake. So that kind of gave me peace of mind. But they're very good at answering any kind of questions you have. It does. They're a small company, so sometimes it does take them, depending on how busy they are, how many orders they get. Sometimes it could take them a few weeks to, even a couple of months to make the kit, but it's worth the wait. When I ordered my 2 kits at the end of November, I guess I didn't, they were moving offices, their physical location. So I actually didn't get it until early February. So it took them over 2 months to make the kit, but I was totally fine. I did not even, I knew they're busy, and Christmas time is busy time anyways. Ordering before Christmas, they do get behind because I think they get a lot of orders at that time. And then I was looking through my emails, and I'm the worst at checking emails. I was just looking at when my kits are gonna get delivered, so I just searched GeckoRouge keyword. I want to say the end of January, just to check on my order, and then I noticed a few emails that I've gotten from GeckoRouge that I did not even read or did not even notice them come through. And one of the emails was basically saying that was sent at like mid-December. So a couple weeks after I placed my end of November order, they were just basically giving me a heads up that the kit is going to take a while because they're moving offices. So that was totally on me. I did not even see that email. And then they send me a $10 or 10 pound, like British currency, 10 pound gift card. And I just discovered it 6 weeks later after they sent it to me. I had no idea that they sent it to me. So this is kind of, they kind of go above and beyond to keep you happy. So that kind of got me thinking, I don't plan on buying anything 2025. So I reached out to GeckoRouge and asked them if I can regift this gift card and give it away to one of my viewers on my channel if I film a kit parade, just to make sure that I'm not violating any kind of policies that they have and I'm allowed to regift gift cards. And they responded basically like right away, maybe the following day, is that yes, absolutely, I'm allowed to regift the gift card. And then since I mentioned that I'm going to be filming a kit parade, GeckoRouge kit parade, they've actually offered 2 more gift cards, 2 more 10 pound gift cards to my viewers. So now I have 3 gift cards to give away. So hence the giveaway disclaimer that I made at the beginning of my video. So I have 3 GeckoRouge $10, 10 pound gift cards to give away to all of you. So I have seen a lot of comments on my videos that some of you have just purchased the very first GeckoRouge, or you are eyeing GeckoRouge kits and want to make purchases in the future. So if you are, then today's your lucky day. Hopefully you are one of the lucky winners who can get one of the gift cards. So please comment the word science on my video, because science is the best. And lately there've been it's been stressful time for scientists, let's just put it that way. So let's support science, can we? So please comment the word science on my video, and then you will be entered in the giveaway pool. And then I'll randomly pick 3 people a week from now. So today is, let me look at my calendar. I can't think today. So today is the February 9th. So I'll give it a week. So all the comments through Sunday, February 16th. And then on Monday, the 17th, I will pick a winner and reach out to whoever won the gift cards. And then I'll email you the codes so you can use it to your future GeckoRouge purchase. That's all I have for you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully, this was interesting to watch. I don't know. I personally like seeing kit parades of what people decide. Again, I only have GeckoRouge kits. I don't own anything else, any other brands. I used to stitch dimension kits when I was younger, before I discovered FlossTube, but it's not really I still like seeing the dimension kit parades, but I don't have any kits right now, so I only have GeckoRouge. So this is the only kit parade you'll ever see from me. Never say never. I don't know, maybe I'll discover something else that I'll start a hobby of collecting, but right now this is all I have. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good day, good week, and you get to do a lot of stitching, and I'll see you next time.